Hello everyone, my name is Tariro Mufute. I'm a Global Mission Fellow of the General Board of Global Ministries, and I'm currently placed with the Mission for Migrant Workers to work as a volunteer CAS officer. I'd like to invite you to tour with me today as I go to see how the Mission for Migrant Workers has been adapting and continuing to serve migrant workers in Hong Kong during this COVID period. So let's go. Central District, and this is where the mission office is located. So I chose to have my tour on a Sunday because this is when most migrant workers are on their rest days, as well as I can have a one-on-one conversation with the migrant workers, especially the volunteers as well as the service users. So let's office. The reason why I took this tour specifically on a Sunday is because this is the day when most migrant workers, especially domestic workers, have their rest days. To see how COVID-19 has impacted them, as well as to see how the mission is responding to their needs. Migrant Workers Office, and I would like to talk to one of the mission movers. So, Ate, can you please introduce yourself to me?
I'm Jen. I'm come here in mission to assist some of the clients to helping some migrant to having a difficulties problem, especially to the employer. I having a case before 2016. So the mission migrant workers, they helping me my case, and also because house I stay there 1 year. So they the one who helped me a lot for my case, to pursue my case about the physical assault. So after they helped me, and they the one who give me a strong to fight my case. So I'm winning because of the mission migrant workers and also the veteran house that I stay there in 1 year.
Oh, okay. Also, it's very good to hear that the mission and the veteran house helped you to empower you to fight for your rights, as well as to give you the opportunity to also assist other migrant workers out there who always come to the mission for help. So thank you, Ati Jenny. Thank you for your work with the mission.
Yes, thank you so much. And I suggest that having some of the difficulties migrants workers here in Hong Kong, please come and you need to fight our rights. Mission migrant workers is always here.
Okay, so just a question. What are you doing today? Maybe
That employer is no good. My employer is the mother, and I'm working the daughter, and also the food, enough, not enough for me, and also sleep, not enough. We wake her up even midnight, just to do some work. If you go to the bed na, you call again. I'm the one who helped her, based on my experience before, that you helped me to out. That's why I asked her, you go to the mission of migrants today because I know they can help you for your problems.
okay. Also, we're glad you came to seek help from the mission. We are there to give you the possible advice and assistance that you can have. With me now is the senior case officer of the mission.
Thank you, Hope. I'm Buhay, and good day. The operation in the walk-in center has to be adjusted also in compliance to the safety protocol of the Hong Kong government and of the St. John's Cathedral. Like, for example, before you can find like 5 service users, more than at least six caseworkers inside the center. Now we have to adjust. We limit down to 2 service users are attended by 2 caseworkers. We strictly implement using a face mask. Always use a face mask when attending to the service users. And even the service users, if they don't have a face mask coming in, we invite them to get our face mask ready for anybody to use. And also the like this one, face shield that we are wearing both. Other adjustment that we did is to make sure that anyone coming in, not only the service users, even the caseworkers, will have to take their body temperature, log it on, and then they also have to fill up our health form, to make sure that they are okay within the 14 days period. We do the general cleaning every Saturday, but we also included also sanitizing the office, opening the window. Before our number is the hotline. We have to buy a mobile phone and use it service hotline that we provide to the service users, and they can call or they can send WhatsApp, and that's anytime, any time of the day or any time of the night, they can be accommodated. The Facebook page of the mission is also very active. We assign the caseworkers to open the inbox, and it is making sure that they are answered. We still make sure that we attend to every service users calling, coming to the mission for assistance or case guidance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
So I have just been having a little conversation or a little interview with the senior officer of the Mission for Migrant Workers, and she was telling us how the Mission for Migrant Workers has been adjusting during this COVID-19, especially with the casework. She has given us a summary of how MFW has been keeping up with the times, like using face shields, like sanitizing, body temperature checks, as well as the provision of the 24-hour hotline service for migrant workers to call anytime to share their problems as well as their complaints during this COVID-19, because we have always seen that migrant workers are being affected during this period. Like what the senior officer has said, Mission for Migrant Workers has been really helping a lot, especially with the casework system. So to wrap up my tour in the Mission for Migrant Workers, I'll go and interview the general manager of the mission. Let's go.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so so I'm here with the General Manager of the Mission for Migrant Workers.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Telias. I'm the General Manager of the Mission for Migrant Workers. COVID-19 has really impacted on the lives of migrant workers. And so with our operations at the Mission, for migrant workers, quite a number of them have really been affected in the sense that there are those who were not allowed days off for more than 3 months to 7 months or more. And there are also those who are not able to go for an annual leave. Just for the quarantine period, it's already 14 days. And there, if you are on your first contract, then you only have 14 days of annual leave. So you lose that. For the mission, we suggest to them that if they can ask their employers to ask the immigration department for consideration, because immigration will consider the request of employers, that they can renew their contract immediately. Or if they lose their job, make sure that the employer really needs them very badly, and then ask the immigration department for consideration. Those are the ways that we're trying to address that. But meantime, because they need a space, they need a place, especially those who lost their job. Losing a job is one of the worst things that can happen in Hong Kong for migrant domestic workers. So we have to find spaces for them, shelter for them. In the time of COVID, all the more you need to be very careful not to overload the place, and therefore it is always full. Even among the network of shelters that we have a shelter net. Most of the time, they are also full. So what we do is we try to allow them to find a place where they can stay, and we shoulder the expenses for lodging, and then we provide them food supply. In cooperation with Bethune House, we provide them a meal a day at least. Even if they have a little bit of money, they are jobless for at least 2 months. So it's a very difficult situation. From day one, we tried to call the attention of the Hong Kong government, as well as governments of sending countries. So we had what you call press conference. We do a lot of advocacy, and we come out with press releases. Nowadays, Hong Kong requires people coming in to go on quarantine. Most of the complaints would be they don't have enough food. Food would mean, for some packages, would mean instant noodles. You cannot have noodles in the morning, lunch, and dinner. So then I would understand why one would complain about that. And even the supply of water. One bottle this big would not be enough for the whole day. But there is a specific requirement that the government imposes, yet that is not being responded to quite strictly. So what we do, we supply them with that, and then we also tell the government that there are places that are not properly following the requirements of the government, so that has to be looked into. So we supply them together with, again, our shelters to provide them with at least one full meal a day. At the moment, there are more than 30 still that we provide food with every day. Yeah, and so calling on the government and even governments of sending country, because these are their people. They have to be concerned about them. They have to make sure that what they get is what they really are supposed to get. And we had a dialogue with the government of the Philippines, and in there they were just saying that we didn't know about that. So we tried our best to make them be aware of what is going on.
Thank you, Cynthia, for joining me and
Thank you.
actually letting me know about some of the things that the mission is doing during this COVID-19 period.
Yes, thank you so much for doing this, Tariro.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
yeah.
Okay, so I was interviewing the General Manager of Mission for Migrant Workers. So she has been telling us how COVID-19 has really impacted migrant workers in Hong Kong. She also told me about how the Mission for Migrant Workers has been having a new service of delivering food to migrant workers who are in quarantine centers through the partnership with the Bedouin House, which is also a closest and long-standing partner of the mission. So my next stop will be the Bedouin House for food delivery. So during this COVID-19 period, the Mission for Migrant Workers has a new type of service that is delivering food to distressed migrant workers in quarantine centers. The Mission for Migrant Workers has been partnering with Bedouin House Migrant Women's Refuge to prepare food and deliver them to the different hotels where our migrant workers are staying. We would like to thank the Bedouin House for its long-standing partnership with the mission, and they have been really helpful during this period. So we are here at Bedouin House. Let's get in. Migrant Refugee are busy preparing the food for those who are in quarantine. So we just take some few minutes as they prepare and pack all the food, then we can head to the quarantine center. With the Bedouin House residents. We are going to deliver the food packages that they have prepared. So now we are leading the way to the quarantine centers in Chimchachi. Let's go. For the quarantine migrants in the quarantine centers in our hotel. Usually we just drop them the food at the door, then we can notify them later due to the policy regulations that we cannot meet them or have a face-to-face conversation with them. Just finished the deliveries for today. Would like to appreciate the Bedouin House residents who have accompanied us to the different hotels here in Chimchachi for the drop-in. So from here we are heading back to BH, the Bedouin House, where we are going to have a one-on-one chat with the executive director there. Okay, so let's go. See you. We're now heading to the Bedouin House shelter to Central. So journey. Transport me from Chimchachi, which is the Kowloon straight to the Hong Kong island to Central. So let's enjoy the ride with the Star Ferry. Heading to the Hong Kong island where we're going to visit one of our shelters in Central. So usually the Star Ferry is one of the most convenient mode of transport from the Kowloon side to the Hong Kong island. As you can see, we're almost reaching the Hong Kong island side. Which is one of the closest and longest partners of the Mission for Migrant Workers. So Mission for Migrant Workers actually helped to establish Bethune House in 1986, and it has been very instrumental in crafting its programs as well as its services. So today, like I said earlier before, I'll be having a very short conversation with the Executive Director of the Bethune House. So let's go in. Hello, Mama. Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome
Thank
to Bethune House Extension.
Hello.
This is Tariro, and that's Sai, and this is Marsha. As you can see, this is an extension of the Bethune House, the original Bethune House, which is in Jordan, and it was established in 1986 under the Mission for Migrant Workers. So this extension was started in 2011. So we've been here for almost more than 9 years now. Till now, we have this comprehensive well-being program, which focuses on the development of the mental and emotional state of those women who are staying in the shelter, as well as the day support and assistance, which focuses on the navigating the law in Hong Kong so they can access justice. Trainings on skills and work and life skills are done online through the help of the Mission for Migrant Workers, especially the Know Your Rights, child care, elderly care, and then the mindfulness and stress reduction. But the handicraft, for example, is being done in both shelters. Okay. Right now, we're doing the earrings, and we plan to sell them at the charity bazaar to raise funds for the shelter. But it's actually more into developing the skills of the women who are actually staying here, because once they learn the technique of making the earrings, they can actually use this when they go back. While waiting between jobs, they can actually make this and sell it online. Yeah, and they can make it at home. They can teach their children how to do this, and then they can help to raise money for the family. We never miss a quarantine migrant who actually seek help, and so the mission, we work in partnership with them so that we can deliver all these kind of services, not just among those migrants who are staying in the shelter, but also those who are under quarantine and those who are not, who are staying in hostels or boarding houses, that we also support through the rent, transportation, food, these extensions, so that they can access justice in Hong Kong. So it actually
although we have limited the numbers of those staying in Bethune House, yeah, so we never stop despite the limitations brought by this COVID-19. We need more shelters actually. We need more assistance in order to continue the work that we do now, because it actually there's more work to be done. Terminations are increasing, and so shelters are very important and very crucial at this time of the COVID-19.
Okay, so we have been talking to the Executive Director of Bethune House, Edwina Antonio. She was actually giving us a rundown of the services and the programs that Bethune House is doing in Hong Kong to help migrant workers. So aside from just providing the shelter as well as the food, Bethune House has also been instrumental in giving empowerment services to migrant workers, as you have actually seen from the handcrafts. The migrant women actually helped to make some beads, to make some earrings that they can actually teach their children back at home, which is one of the most things that the Bethune House is doing to empower women to become agents of change as well as to have self-sustaining projects.
Hey, this is very special. I'm giving this out to Tariro as a gift from the women residents of the shelter, or women working for women migrants, for you. Special because this is made by the residents of the shelter.
Thank you so much, Mama, and thank you to the residents who have been making those special earrings for me. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay, so this ends my vlog. I'd like to thank the Executive Director of Bethune House, who has actually helped me to understand more about the work that they are doing here at Bethune House, as well as the services that they provide to migrant workers in distress. And for this beautiful gift, I'd like to appreciate all the women who have been taking their time to learn these skills, as well as to make these earrings and bracelets. So in addition, I'd also like to thank all the people that I have interviewed in the mission. They have helped me to understand, they have helped you also to understand some of the things that the mission is doing during this COVID period, where so many people have been affected, as well as the migrant workers being affected, terminated with different issues. So I would also like to appreciate my viewers. Thank you for touring with me throughout the migrant destinations around Hong Kong. Stay tuned. May you keep on supporting the mission so that we can be able to serve migrant workers anytime, anyway. Bye.